Hello, my lovelies. Happy Friday, friends. Welcome in to What About This, an extension of the Eighth and Grace podcast, where we are going to chat just enough to get us through lunch. Not an entire meal, but a bite sized snack, if you will. Think about this as a bestie convo to keep us going through the rest of our day. Are y'all ready? Let's go. Hey, y'all. Hey, my friends. I am so excited to be back with you all today. Welcome back to What About This, the raw, unfiltered corner of Eighth and Grace, where we spill the stuff that didn't make it to Tuesday's podcast, but maybe should have. This is my disclaimer, though. Sometimes Friday episodes are fun. Sometimes they're lighthearted. Sometimes they may even be a little spicier than others. And then there are times that I will pour out what's tugging at my heart. Today, it's one of those days. It's going to be a little more savory than a soup and salad for lunch, a little more filling than that protein snack or protein bar. Still bite-sized, though. But maybe let's consider this one a shareable platter. Coming fresh off the Kerygma Summit, I feel like I am still trying to catch my breath. And I cannot stop thinking about the community of women who came together to worship together so beautifully in a room of complete strangers. In a complete room full of complete strangers, we worship together so beautifully. Y'all, it's had me thinking about how easy it seems to be to fit in with women we don't know. Think about that. We worship together so beautifully, so unified. We weren't concerned about what anybody around us was thinking. We were there with a purpose, on mission for the kingdom, worshiping. How comfortable are we to just be? How comfortable are we to just be who we are created to be instead of trying to be who we think everyone else wants to see when we're in a room full of complete strangers? I want you to think about that, y'all. We're not trying to be the version of us that just fits in or shrinks back or tries to fit a narrative or the tension that can fill the room. Don't come at me. We're going there today, though. All in. We're going all in. You can leave comments in the comment section if this encourages you, though. Those are always welcome. Some of us need to be set free today and break ties with the lie that there is something wrong with you. You are not the broken friend. You're not the one that no one ever wants to be around. But you may be the one asking yourself what is wrong with you. If that's you, I see you, and I'm holding space for you today. That hurt and that pain, it's real. Today, we're naming something tender but true. When the group chat goes quiet, when the support you thought you had feels distant, when your growth makes you feel unseen, we're talking about those shifting friendships, the ones that fray and fall apart, that leave a deep hole in your heart. We're talking about sacred silence and the God who doesn't ghost you even when people do. So if you've ever sat with that sinking feeling, wondering if you were left out or just left behind, this one's for you. Are you ready for it? God and group text gone silent. He's in the middle of it with you. Let's talk about it. Whew. Okay. I know that's deep, but it's necessary. I know it's Friday, but we need it. Let's talk about that weird moment when the group chat just goes quiet and you wonder if you did something wrong. Or if you wonder if you're the one just growing in a different direction. Been there before? I have. Same, girl, same. Maybe it's time for us to collectively say, girl, me too. Guess what? It's okay if friendships change. It's okay if group texts fade and support systems grow quiet. But what I want you to know is when you feel unseen in your season of growth, God is still near. He is with you in that ache of loneliness. in the rejection of being too much, the sacredness of your worship, the call away from comparison and competition, and the hope of true kingdom. This is for my friends in a season where the group chat has gone silent and you've started wondering, did I really do something wrong? What is wrong with me? Why can I not make friends? God, why do I feel so alone? But let's look at it this way. Let's shift our perspective and think, what if that silence is actually God making space for your growth? Listen, if the people who used to ride for you have gone quiet, it doesn't mean you failed. It might mean God is pruning the crowd so you can finally hear him. Did you hear that? Sometimes it's distraction. Sometimes when we feel like we have to work so hard to fit in, it's just noise. Don't confuse silence with abandonment. You know what I've learned? Maybe the silence isn't punishment. Maybe it's preparation. Maybe the quiet isn't about who left, but about who's leading you forward. Some seasons require solitude. Why? Because you're being set apart. Because you're stewarding the call and living on mission for the kingdom. Sometimes the path changes. The narrative shifts. And I know it hurts. I've been there. I have been asking God ever since we moved here to South Carolina, right outside the bustling city of Charleston, where it's so beautiful, where we have so much fun. I have my husband, I have my girls, I have my son, I have my grandbabies, I have our 6 dogs. But do you want me to be vulnerably honest with you today? Don't buy my highlight reels on social media. I have never felt so alone, probably ever before, when it comes to community. I had been praying, I had been asking God, where is my community? Where are the friendships that I long for? Because listen, I never set out to do this alone. I don't want to do ministry alone. Your girl thrives in community. I don't want to do any of this by myself. I want a whole team standing beside me, locked arms, carrying the message together, living the gospel out, loving one another, serving each other well, and glorifying God. Your girl thrives in community. And then we start going to a church that I know God sent us to. I absolutely adore our pastors. I love our church. I love our community there. But you want me to tell you something? I'm not the oldest woman there, but I'm one of them. Every single gal that God has sent me, not only here in Charleston, even the past several years, every gal that God has sent me to love has been younger than me. And I started thinking, what is wrong with me? Why can I not connect and communicate with women my own age? I don't feel like I'm immature. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm a friend. I don't feel like I'm immature. I believe that I warrant friendships that are my age. That's the kind of conversation I've had with God, and I'm just being real with you. And then God reminded me in 2019, He whispered. He whispered in my ear that I was going to mother a movement. Think about that. When what we desire, when what we have planned, when what we have perceived, when it doesn't go the way that we had hoped or we plan or what we've seen, that doesn't mean that God's not still working. It means He's answering our prayer to what He knows is best, to what He has for us, even when we don't understand, even when it doesn't look like we planned. And that goes for friendships, that goes for community, that is every aspect of our lives. So now, God has sent me a new friend that I absolutely love and adore, who today, on Friday, May the 9th, is graduating from medical school to be an OBGYN. When God called me to be a midwife in the spirit, I don't think that's a coincidence. She's 30, almost. She's 29, actually. I love her. I love her dearly. And once again, she's not what I expected for God to send. So I just want you to know that's my personal story. That's my little side note. That's my little sidebar. Your story may look different, but you are not alone in this. You are not the only gal that is experiencing loneliness. So many women have come to me inside the church, outside the church. We have talked together. We have cried together. We have prayed together about this very thing. Maybe your story is you saw the girls out together on Instagram. Maybe you're wondering why your name wasn't in the invite. Maybe you used to receive the invites and yours stopped showing up. Maybe the texts you used to get every day turned into silence. Maybe your texts are still on red. Maybe you're watching people link arms in purpose and community and wondering why it's not happening for you. Maybe your vulnerability was met with gossip, not grace. Maybe the deepest pain came from people who also called Jesus Lord. Maybe when you thought they were praying for you, they were talking behind your back. And I'm just going to say this right now. I am not a friendship expert. I'm a nurse practitioner. I'm a teacher. I'm a speaker. I don't know if I'm scared to say the P word of what God's called me to be. It's not petty, even though sometimes I think it is. But I've lived enough life to know what it feels like to be truly hurt by friends, even in the church. And I'm just going to say this, especially in ministry circles, women's ministry. Don't even get me started. I've seen it, I've felt it, and I know it can be brutal. But I also know I've seen what's possible when we stop competing and start championing one another. When we stop measuring each other and start linking arms. Just because God opened a door for her doesn't mean he closed the one he had for you. This is not a race, it's a mission. And we're not meant to walk it alone. We were designed and created for community. So if the enemy of our souls has been lying to you and telling you that you were meant to do this alone, let's just kick him in the teeth right now. Being set apart in solitude for consecration and sanctification is not the same as God isolating you because you were meant to walk this life alone. Jesus himself, when he wrapped himself in flesh and dwelt among us, did not walk this earth alone. He was fully God and he was fully man, and he still surrounded himself with community. And the only perfect person to ever walk this earth had friendships that betrayed him, that stabbed him in the back. The ones that he thought would love him and be his ride or die left him to die. Sometimes it's the ones that we don't expect. Those are the ones that God sends to be our friend. Maybe we need to open our eyes to who's already around us and start loving and stewarding well the relationships we have around us. That word's for me too. Intentionality, being present, setting our phone down and spending time with the people around us. Maybe we don't seem approachable. I'll say it again. Friendships shift, and that's okay. Circles shrink, people fade, and it can feel so personal. But here's the truth we don't talk about enough. Sometimes the silence is not rejection, it's redirection. I know you were thinking I was probably going to say protection, right? Because that's what we always say, especially for girls like me who are Church of God, Baptist, non denominational, right? We always say it's not rejection, it's protection. That is a true statement. It's not just cliche, but this time it's redirection. Sometimes God closes the circle so he can consecrate you. Hear me out. Not to punish you, but to prepare you. And right now, I want to speak to the women listening who's been told she's too much. Have you ever been told you're too much? And even if you've never been told you're too much, have you ever just been made feel like you're too much? Like you're too vibrant, like you're too boisterous, you're too colorful. I want you to know you're not too loud. You're not too sensitive. You're not too quiet. You're not too deep. And you're not too intense. Your worship isn't too much. It's holy. Praise on radical praiser. However he calls you to praise and however he causes you to worship, it is not too much. Your voice is not too much. It's needed. And the enemy of your soul would like to silence you because your story matters and only you can tell it like you. You haven't been forgotten. You're not here by happenstance. You're not a mistake. Your personality and who you are created to be by the creator of all of heaven and earth, seen a void in this earth, and he filled it with you because he needed a you. You're not too emotional. You're deeply known. He did not make a mistake when he made you. He did not make a mistake when he made you passionate. He did not make a mistake when he made you bold. He did not make a mistake when he made you expressive. You were wired for worship and created to carry something that shifts atmospheres. And you know it. And it's heavy. And it's weighty. And you only feel alive when you're walking in who you've been created to be. Even on the days it feels like no one sees it, God does. He called you into this assignment. And I need to tell you something right now. Are you listening to me? He's not second guessing it, even when you are. He's not second guessing who he has created you to be, where he has placed you, and how he has placed you there. Even if you are made to feel that way, even if you are making yourself feel that way, the invites will come. But do not shrink to be invited to what he never meant for you. Don't lose sight of the audience of one. It's him. It's always him. His grace is sufficient. His grace is enough. He is more than enough, and he is going to carry you through. John 15 says that the Father prunes the branches that are bearing fruit so they'll produce even more. Think about that. He prunes branches so they will produce more fruit. Keep showing up. Even when you don't see the fruit of your labor, sis, you never know who else you are feeding by showing up. And I know that pruning hurts. Not because you're dead, it's because you're growing. So it feels like God's cutting people away from your life. But what if he's actually making room for the ones that he is personally sending for you? And yeah, that takes time. And yes, ma'am, the in between, we've already said this once, or there's no we, it's me. I'm saying it to you, for me, for us. It can be brutal. But what if the ache isn't abandonment? Have you ever thought maybe it could be alignment? You've been asking for deeper connections. You've been praying for deeper connections, and God heard you. But He's not just giving you friends, He's giving you kingdom companions. People who pray before they post, who cover you instead of compete with you, and friends who will fight for your calling, not feed your wounds. Not that will keep you in the pit, but help pull you out. Not talk about you when you're weak, but will hold your arms up like an Aaron and a Hur. He's sending them for you. He's sending them to you. And I know this may feel small, but I see you. You are so deeply known. You are loved and you are not forgotten. I need you to understand. I know what it feels like to be the one who celebrates others while secretly wondering, when will it be my turn? And I know what that has felt like when I felt selfish and prideful and less humble. It's not that I wanted their life. It's not that I was mad about their life. I wanted that relationship with the God they carried. Guess what? He was in me all along. He was carrying me too. And beautiful are the feet of those that carry His message. I was carrying it. To scroll past posts of tight-knit groups doing life together. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever been scrolling along on Instagram or Facebook or Substack or Threads or X or whatever? I know there are so many platforms out there. But to scroll past those groups, and you know the ones I'm talking about, the ones that do life together, the ones that have coffee dates, the ones that have Bible study, the ones that have play dates, the ones that go to the park, the ones that walk, the ones that do it all together, the ones that are on vacation, the ones that shop together, the ones that say they couldn't live life without each other, those tight-knit groups, and feel like you're always the one watching and not invited. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But have you ever had your vulnerability used against you and wonder if it's safer to stay guarded forever? I'm just curious about that. If that's you, I'm speaking to you right now. The gal who cheers everyone else on but cries in the dark because no one's clapping for her. Sis, you have a great cloud of witnesses in heaven that are clapping and calling your name and cheering you on. You have a God who loves you. You have a comforter. You have a counselor. His name is Jesus, and He is here and He is cheering you on. There are people clapping for you. Are we overlooking them? Because it's not who we want clapping for us, or it's the people we expect to clap for us, and the ones that we hope would aren't. Those kind of questions hurt. But sometimes we have to examine our own heart and say, God, whatever is within me that is not of you, please burn that out. Because it's not always everyone else. But if you have been burned by Christians, if you ever have been burned by a Christian friendship and you're scared to hope again, the one who sees other women doing life together and whispers, God, do you have that for me too? Do you have that for me too? The answer is yes, He does. True kingdom community is real. And it's not just for them, it's for you. It's for the one who's been overlooked. It's for the one who's been underestimated. It's for the one who's been silenced. It's for the one who doesn't fit the mold, but carries the fire of heaven. It's for the one who has emptied herself out at the well. It's for the one who's poured out her oil. It's for the one who brought herself into the party and laid herself at the feet of Jesus. You do not have to audition for belonging. You already belong. You do not have to dilute who you are to be invited in. You have already been accepted. A place where you don't have to shrink to fit in. A place where your honesty is holy and not too much. A place where you're not just welcomed, You are wanted. There is a table with your name on it. And when you get there, you won't have to shrink back. You'll breathe, you'll worship freely, and you'll be at home. You are not too broken. You are not too late. And you are not the only one still searching. If you've heard anything that I've said, please hear this. God sees your ache. He is in it in the middle with you, and He has a table for you. Please do not quit. Do not quit praying. Do not quit trusting. Do not quit believing. And do not quit showing up. And do not harden your heart just to protect it. Yeah, people can be mean, and we know it, especially when they're insecure. But mean girls, it's not cute. Not in high school, and definitely not in the kingdom. It's okay to say, on Wednesdays we wear pink, but not if you're being mean. So don't give up. Don't settle for surface level circles that require you to silence parts of who you are. Don't shrink back to be accepted. God's not just calling you into community, He's calling you to build one. Sometimes being the pioneer and being the one to raise your hand and go first to create a space for women to feel like they are loved, they are seen, they are known, and they are deeply loved by the King of Kings and not just by us. He's building something different. Maybe He's calling you to build it. He's creating something holy, a sisterhood that doesn't compete but covers, that doesn't gossip but gathers, that doesn't exclude but invites. And if you're still searching for your people, for your tribe, your place in the body, don't give up. You belong. And the friendships He has for you aren't just comfort, they're for calling. You may feel unseen right now, but my promise to you, and I can't promise much in humanity, but heaven hasn't overlooked you. He knows your name, and it is still being whispered in holy places. And that silence you feel, it's not the absence of love. It's the presence of God rearranging the room for what's next. Stay faithful, keep loving, keep serving, keep living on mission, even when it feels quiet, because heaven hasn't forgotten you. So if that group chat is quiet, don't panic. Heaven hasn't gone silent. I'm going to tell you again, you're not too much. You're not too late. And one more time for the one more time, you're not forgotten. God is still speaking your name. He's still preparing the room. And your place at the table, it's already set. You're not alone, sis. You're just getting ready to belong in the places that were built for the real you. You've been formed, and maybe, just maybe, this isn't about who walked away, but who's walking with you in the stillness. God sees you, holds you, and is still speaking, even when the notifications stop. If your phone isn't blowing up, heaven hasn't gone quiet. Your name is still being whispered in those holy places. I want to pray for us today. Lord, for the woman who feels like she's walking this road alone, wrap her in your nearness. Whisper truth into the places where lies have lived for far too long. Remind her that you are the friend who sticks closer than a sister. Remind her that silence is not always abandonment. Sometimes it's sacred. It's a sacred space for something new. Thank you that in the quiet, you're still speaking. Open our hearts and our ears to hear you, Lord. Open our eyes that we can see. In the pruning, to know that you're still present. And in the ache, to know that you're still preparing. Help us choose celebration over comparison, mission over competition. And may we never forget there's room at your table for all of us. In Jesus' name, amen and amen. Until next time, take a deep breath. You're not alone. I love you all. Happy Mother's Day to the mothers out there. To the ones that want to be mothers, you're seen, you're known, and we love you. And we're lifting you up in prayer. Until Tuesday. Bye. If this episode met you in a real place, if it reminded you that you're not alone, would you take 30 seconds to rate, review, and share it with a friend who needs to hear it too? Your words help this message reach more women who are longing for truth, healing, and holy community. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. Because this space, it's for us. The unseen, the set apart, the ones still trusting God in the quiet. Thanks for being here. I truly am so happy to have you, friend. You have a seat at this table.